Okay, so good morning once again. So previously we had a discussion on this modulation process. So the complete block diagram it is with respect to the downlink channel. Okay, so we have two parts. One is channel coding processing and one is modulation processing. So channel coding processing only we were discussing, which is a total block diagram of this one. So this is a channel coding processing block and this is your modulation process block, and I will make sure that these block diagrams still we have to go in detail, because what we learned here in the theoretical it will be totally different with respect to the practical things which is been present. Okay, so previous session we had a discussion on this channel coding processing, where we discussed about the CRC addition, which is your adding error detection and the parity bits generation, where you are having a positive acknowledgement as well as a negative acknowledgement. Then we have a code block segmentation, how you are going to segment your data. So for that also there will be some particular expression. Then, so whether it is for 8 blocks or 16 blocks or 24 or 32, so how you want to divide. Again it depends on number of input bits you have. Suppose say if I'm having only 2 input bits, okay, so your data will be 00, 01, 10 and 11, right? So for this data you want to have a prefix bit, right? So how many bits I wanted to add here. So whether if it is to minimum prefix bit, what we will suggest is 2 only. So how we are going to do that? Because if I'm having 00, 01, 10 and 11 as a data value, okay, if I tell I want to add only one prefix bit, so what prefix bit you can add either a 0 or I can add a 1. So if I add a 0 here, okay, if I add a 1 here, right, if I add a 0 here and if I add a 1 here, okay, so now this is also what type of data, this is acceptable. Okay, now next what type of prefix I can add, I can add 1 value, 0 value, I can add 1 value, I can add 0 value. Okay, so here these 3 bits are not repeating in any of the other bits. Okay, so 101 it is also not repeating, 010 it is also not repeating. So my prefix 1 bit is applicable if I choose prefix as 0101. Okay, now, instead of 0101, if I choose 1010, because I have many options to do that. Okay, so again I need to check whether this 100 is repeated or not, 001 is repeated or not, 110 is repeated or not, 011 is repeated or not. So this data is also not repeated, so I can use this also as a prefix code. Okay, so next again if I want to have one more combination, like I will give 0 0 1 1. Okay, so this is also not repeating, I can take, I'll take one more data which is 1 1 0 0. So here also there is no repetition of data, I can take this as a prefix code. Okay, next if I take all zeros, okay, if I take all zeros, so here also there is a no repetition of the data, I can take, right? So if I go for all ones, if I go for all ones, so again there is no repetition of data, still I can take. So I can add prefix code in this way, right? So the values again it will be, because we have said that L plus N. Okay, the total length will be L plus K. The total will be of N length. So whatever data I am taking, it is not repeating. So one bit is also sufficient. But usually what we do is that how many bits data will be there, so many bits prefix code we will be trying and adding to that one. So what are those bits? So I have to add two bits as a prefix code. So 00, 01, 10 and 11. So this will be added is your n, having L of 2, K of 2. So we have used many expression for that one to find what is how many n value it should be, how many k value it should be. But usually what they do is that how many bits will be there, so many prefix code also they will going to check. Why? Because they will get more number of option for transmitting. That is one method which we are going to follow in this code block segmentation. Okay, so this was about that. Then we have a channel coding. So different encoding methods we are going to apply, like tail biting and turbo coding for these channels, right? BCH channels and information control information channel also will follow these information, right? So channel coding is what? So you will be having a particular channel, right? Suppose a BCH channel which is present, binary coded hardware channel which is present. So for that channel, so it will require some coding information, and in that coding information only we should provide, otherwise it will not accept. So for example, for that one we will take the OSI layer, right? So we have a physical layer here. So your raw data will be converted to binary value and it will be given to this physical layer. The physical layer, it will be all in bits. Okay. So when it comes to a data link layer, we will be converting it to a frames. Right. Now this frame, it can be of 4 bits of each. And next we will go for the network layer. So here you will be having a packet. And this packet, it will be of 32-bit size. Right. And your raw data, you are changing it to a frame, you are changing it to a packet. So whatever raw data information signal will be there, it should also match to the channel coding procedures. That, so that procedure, what should be the rate? So he is specifying that one. At this rate only, we should be able to transmit our data. And then only it will take to the receiver, otherwise no. Right. So this was about the channel coding, which is speaks about in the channel coding processing. Then we have rate matching. So rate matching also we have three types. One is interleaving, one is bit collection, and one is bit selection. So interleaving means between your data you should have a sufficient sorry sufficient space so that the data can be easily identified, or if it cannot be overlapped, so for that reason also we will be having some gap, right? So every 10 or 15 minutes we need to provide a gap or a space to have some what we call, we can gather information and again we can transmit the data regularly without any interruption. So again we bit collect that one, we will identify that one, and they will start sending your information. So to do the six, you require one more important part, which is your rate matching, and that you can observe in this block diagram. So you have a coded block, you have a sub block interleaving, and in between this one you have a bit collection, then we have a bit selection, right? So then finally we have the concatenation part, where all your code words will be segregated and assembled to one packet, and this is a procedure which they are following in the channel coding procedure. And the next important part is your the modulation purpose, right? Modulation processing. So modulation processing, again you are going to get data in the form of a code words. So you are doing a scrambling part of that one, then you are doing modulation mapping, then you are doing layer mapping, then you are going to do pre-coding, then you are going to do resource mapping, then OFDMA signal generator, then you are going to give those things information to the antenna port. And here in this antenna port, it will be just like a radiations present. So whatever data it will be there, it will be converted into this radiation part, and this radiation will be transmitted from this antenna port. So this is all the procedure which they are going to follow in this modulation process. In general term, we will tell what is modulation, because you have learned this definition in your communication system or principles of communication system. So what is modulation? Modulation is a process of varying your one of the parameters. Which are the parameters you are going to vary? A frequency value, a amplitude value, or a phase value of a message wave in accordance with the carrier wave to transmit your data from source to destination. So you are varying some parameters so that it will match to the destination. So that you are varying, and that modulation process is what we are trying to do here. Right. So it is just like I'm having a mobile phone. In that mobile phone, I am going to speak. So my voice content will be converted into a code words. It will be terms of information. It will be sent in a binary form. Then from binary form, it will be converted into a encoded data. That encoded data we are going to transmit into multiple channels. Channel processing will be done, and finally we have a code words. Now these code words will be unique. And yesterday we have seen in the video that your data will be encrypted and there will be a key. Right? And for that key again you are having two types of keys. One is public key, one is private key. Right? But your coded data still we have not transmitted. It has to reach to the receiver. So in reaching that receiver, these are all processes which they are going to perform. So individual each of these performance which operations we have to discuss now. Okay. First one is your scrambling. So before modulation, the code words generated through channel processing is first scrambled by a bit level scrambling sequence. In a downlink, the scrambling stage mixes each code word with a pseudo-random sequence that depends on the physical cell ID at the target RNTI to reduce interference. So yesterday when I was saying a prime number concept in the video, they were taking a concept of prime numbers. Right? So you are going to get a unique value. That is what I was trying to highlight in this code word concatenation also. Your code word should not repeat. That is a major thing which we need to follow. Right? So we have to make sure my code word should be unique. It should not repeat. Then only it will be easy for decoding and it will be easily be understood by the receiver. Otherwise, it is very difficult. See what I am thinking and what I will be explaining. So there is a lot of things. Okay. So when we are into this online mode, so there is no eye contact between you and me. Right. So what happens? You are just which what you are only hearing to me. So when you are only hearing to me, whatever the eye expression or my hand gestures, so these are information which you are not observing. So it will be never clear, or the percentage of efficiency reaching your my information to you is only about 60 to 70%. Okay. So if it is in a normal regular classroom, so I will be present, you will also be present. So you will be observing, I will be giving my hand gestures, I will be using my eyes to express my information. So in a different ways, I will be trying to convey you. And looking at you, I will be able to know whether you have understood or not. Now in this platform, where an online platform, so neither I am or which enabled by video option, neither you have enabled your video option, neither you have enabled your audio part. I am only the person who have enabled the audio part and where I am going to speak. So it is the only way. Now in this way, how much percentage you are able to understand when the survey they have done, they have found out it to be around 60 to 70% only. And that also if you are interested. And if you are not interested in listening to these parts, and if there are some multiple issues, then what happens? The percentage of hearing or understanding, it will not reach to 50% also, because that is the difference you will observe here. Because you will be not, because you will be not knowing what will be there in my mind, or I will be not knowing what will be there in your mind, right? So if I just orally speak these things, what happens? You are just hearing to that one, you are not making an attempt to understand the concept. So this way it will all be dependent. So here also, when I am sending the code words, so what I do, I will add these code words and I will send. But the decoder will never understand what type of coding I have applied and I have done this one. So I will tell the data size is of 4 bit, but the receiver may think data size can be of 3 bit, and he can take this 3 data as the information and he can decode the values, and that will be a totally wrong. So everything, it should be perfectly done. So it's what you should be knowing, what algorithm you are going to use. Pertaining to that algorithm, how many bits you are going to generate. And that all information receiver also should be knowing. So he will decode that information and he will accept that information. That is the process which we should do. Otherwise, always there will be a miscommunication and your data will be lost. Okay. You observe that data will be available, but you are not able to identify. Sometimes it will be happening in your lab times. Right? You have written program correctly, but somewhere you have missed one sentence or one instruction where it is showing an error, and you are not able to identify that one. So you will ask your faculty, sir, I am trying for n number of times, but I am not getting, there is a error. Then what I will tell is that you check for line by line instruction. You will come to know there is some error. But even then, because what I will tell always is that if you this happens for your submission of your assignment also and quiz also. Sir, I am trying for n number of times, but I am not able to upload the file. It is not showing this thing, it is not showing that thing. See, when I prepared the quiz or assignment, it is commonly done for everyone. It is not that I will select only for particular people and I will do. If you are getting, other people also should get. If the one is getting and one is not getting, and there is a problem with your device, not with respect to others. Always think that the problem will be from ours and not from the others. Okay, that you should keep in your. If I am telling that other people are submitting, then obviously there should be some problem. So how you are going to identify that problem? So you are not thinking in any of the terms, right? So few people, what they will do, they will restart their devices and they will try to upload. Sometimes it will happen like this, right? So it will be not there in my control. So I am not one who has designed this software. I am also trying, but you should try in a different way so that it will reach. That is why I will tell, if you upload 100 times in a wrong method, 100 times also it will be not successful. Okay, if you upload in a correct way, only one type is enough to successfully upload, right? But there will be a problem with respect to the device. If it is with respect to the device, so what method, what you have to do, you have to restart your device. This is one option. If it is not working, you have to change your device and you need to upload it. This is second option. Third option, if you are not able to do it in mobile phone, you can go do it in the laptop or desktop. This is your third option. Right. Fourth option, if it is not able to open in the app, so you have to go for the web type, web portal, log in into Teams, then you have to upload. So these are different things which are present, which you are not aware because you have not shown any interest in that one. So that is why still now after 1 year of practice, still around 4 to 5 people, they have not uploaded properly. Again, they are using traditional method, sending a mail. And sending a mail also, they will do wrong. Why? Because they will type the email ID wrongly and they will tell, sir, I have submitted, but it is bounced back. I am telling check the mail ID, check the mail ID. Still they are telling, sir, I am getting error, I am getting error. Then I need to call them and inform them that you have typed the mail ID wrong. Please correct that mail ID. Then it is possible to do. Right? So these will be things because you are not able to identify the things properly. Now this, I know we are able to communicate it. But what about these bits which are transmitting in the channel? So who will be there to identify all these things? So myself, I need to tell, segregate and do. But what about these devices which are at very far places? So how they will be identifying, how they will be transmitting, and if there is any error, how it is going to segregate that one. So these are all issues which will be there, right? So what they have done, for every device they have sent out acknowledgements, right? So one device to another device, oh, it has been received. Other device, it has been received. That is why every time I will communicate to you whether everything it has reached to you or not, right? So those are the things which you should be very careful when you are transmitting your data in terms of these bits, right? And when you are doing modulation, when you are changing to other, it will differ, and you need to follow that one. You have no other option. If you people, if they are making noise, what you have to do? One time, two time, I will be warning them. If the noise is still more increasing, I will shut them out. Right. So if the noise, if they are making continuously, if this tips up, so what I have to do? I have to take a decision that I need to remove that person from the chat, from the group, so that he will not disturb these things. Right. So all whatever real time gathering and all those information, it will be there, or how you conduct a meeting, how you conduct a workshop, or these things. So some unwanted or interrupted noise will be there, which we cannot control, right? During the live session, it is difficult to control the things. If it is a pre-planned or recorded session, you can have a number of time, right? So you can observe that now whatever the live explanation or PPT data content it is there, even that 60 to 70% you are able to understand. But what about that video which I had showed yesterday? So everyone will be doing that video, or they will be understanding that video properly, because there was a graphical representation, there was some animation provided that one, and there was given with a uninterrupted noise to that one, and there was a voice clarity, and everything was there. So you have, because that period was also only around 8 or 10 minutes, so you are able to concentrate. But here the classroom is around 50 minutes, right? That I have to talk to you, or I have to discuss to you. I'm using this PPT text content. That is why the text content information, to understand it is very difficult. The animation part, the output or result part, it is very easy to understand. So that is why I'm telling that whatever I speak or what I discuss, only around 60 to 70% it will reach. It will reach. It will not understand. To understand, again you need to sit, again you need to read it once again from your end, then only it will be able to understand it. So we'll start with this scrambling part. Right. So scrambling part accept the multi-class channel for all the downlink transport channels and control information. The scramble sequence are different for neighboring cells so that ICI is randomized. So why this scrambling they will do is that they wanted to identify the data in a particular sequence. Right. Like prime number was one sequence. Now here what are the times they are going to use it? So odd number, even number they will give, right? Or as a sequence of multiple of 2 they will take, right? So whatever data will be there, they will multiply by 2, and that value will be taken as a code word, and that word will be scrambled. So there are different ways how this algorithm will perform, because every time if I do same thing, so it is not possible for you to understand. That is why I tell them few of the types it will be text type explanation, few of the time it will be video type of explanation, few times it will be quiz type of explanation, few times it will be assignment type of a question. So we will do multiple types so that you will at least know what is the topic, right? at least understand what it is going. Right. So if I give multiple choice question to you, so what happens? If you know the answer, if you don't know the answer, you will simply type that one. Right. And why I have changed from MCQs to short type of answer? The reason being, whatever question was there, I was getting through online. So what people were doing is that they will copy that question or they will search that into the Google. So they will get same portal what from where I had copied. From where I have copied. So you are going into same portal and you are checking all the results and you are giving the answers. Right. And that is what I observed, because how come that whole class will give same answer? At least there should be around 30 to 20 to 30% difference answer. But everyone answer is correct. So indicating that, so you are searching in the internet answers and you are copying the answers. So what I did, so next quiz and those six what I did, I made it as a short type of an answer. So short type of answer, if I do this, what happens? So you need to type it. Now, sir, if you tell, sir, if I can copy from that one, from here also I am copying only, no, here material also it is here, I can copy. But you observe, these texts are all protected type. So you cannot copy it. Only thing is that you can see it, at least you need to write it. Okay, so you can observe that cannot select this one. So there is no select option because it is a image type of a data which has been saved and it is been protected. No copy is allowed. So what happens? You can see the result, but you cannot copy. You need to type, and to type you will take some amount of time. And I want you to spend some amount of time to doing that one or to write that one. So in this way you will improve that. Now yesterday you might have observed how a session was handled. Right, how the session was handled by that seminar by principal sir. So every time he was asking a question and he was asking you to raise your hand. So those who raise their hand, so they are active. And when they said raise, what you call, you stop that raise your hand, they said. So you need to just raise the hand down and I have to lower the hand down. So when I give this command and when you perform, I'll come to know that how many of you are active, how many are of not active. Now the problem here was what? Principal sir was telling some other faculty were noting down and they were informing. But here what it is happened, if I call their name also, they will not respond because they are not available. Right? So principals are also, he didn't left this session, so they are not responding, they are not giving a reply, so I will not do this session. So how many people? So he also knows that there were around 180 people. Out of 180 people, 80 were responding. At least he was happy that 80 were responding. Now here also same thing. If 50 people are there, if only one people is responding, that is more than enough. Okay. I know that only around one or two people will be very active and they are responding to me. Other people simply they will be this. So who is facing the loss? The person who is not listening, he will be lost. Why? Because here giving you're logging in because 51 people are there. So 51 people have logged in. Anyhow your data is been consumed. Okay. Anyhow your data is been consumed, but you are not concentrating. That is a problem. Okay. That is a thing which you have. And one more thing what I wanted to share is that compared to this engineering students, classrooms, the online session, you go for the primary schools. Okay, I have a daughter who is in second standard. She is having online classes from morning 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. And they are also using Teams app. Okay, so they are also using Microsoft Teams for conducting class. 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 4 hours class, 2 times break, and a half an hour assembly. For all those 6, their video will be on. Okay, their video will be on. So in the classroom there are around 22 students including my daughter. So for 4 hours, right, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For 4 hours the video will be on and they will be communicating. If break also, they will break, they will not go. For here, for each subject, we have different session. For them, it is only one link from morning 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Enabled video mode. Okay, and even that, that will be available for her. What about you people? You will be having complaints. Sir, my data it is going on. I am having shortage of my internet pack and all those stuff. Okay, simply unnecessarily you will tell. What is the truth? You will never tell. Okay, we leave all these things. We'll just come to our part, which is the modeling process. So what scrabbling we do is that we'll code word we will replace so that it will be easily decoded with the mapper, right? So next part is your modulation mapper, which you are going to do. So here you can see what are the different methods which they are going to see. Say PSK, right? Phase shift key, qualitative amplitude modulation, QPSK, quadrature, phase shift key. So these are the different scheme which they are going to use for the mapping purpose for these channels. So you have paging channel, you have mobile channel, right? You have broadcast channel, right? Whatever different channels we have observed in the physical layer, so they are supported by these different scheme. Okay, and based on these schemes, different response will be generated, and your response will be transmitted. Okay, that is why you will be observed in the previous earlier semester. They'll tell what is PSK, what is QAM, what is QPSK. So phase shift key. What is this phase shift key? So your data, if I give 0, 0, so this 0, 0 will be represented in the terms of cycle. So 1/2 cycle 0, right? So 0, 1 if I take. So 0 will be represented by like this, and 1 will be represented by like this. So this is one type of keying method. One more method what they will tell is that if 0 is there, so it will be negative value, and 1 if it is there, it is a positive value. Right. So you might observe it is a Manchester coding, uh, non-return zero coding, return zero coding. So these are all coding method. And here we are speaking about skips, right? Phase shift keying. So phase shift keying means if 0 is there, it will be phase shifted to 1. If 1 value is there, it is phase shifted to 0. So these are the methods which we will call it, right? So this we call it as a modulation mapper for the different channels present. Okay. Then we have this layer mapping, and this layer mapping we will continue in the next class. Now we will stop because I have one more class scheduled for 4th hour. Okay. So I'll stop the recording.